Hello everyone, today we're going to be revising order of operations with positive and negative integers. As a reminder, we've talked before about BODMAS or BIDMAS. Now these things only work from primary school if you remember the key point to think about moving from left to right. Okay, so yes, you can use those acronyms to help you, but basically we want to be following these 4 steps just as a reminder. First step, you want to do anything that's inside the brackets. Second step, anything that has a power in it, or an index or an exponent. Power is the things with a little 2 up the top, and it means multiplied by itself by that number of times. Then you want to do any multiplication or division, but going from left to right, and then finally addition or subtraction, again going from left to right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have a go at some example questions, and then I'll probably let you guys try some. So first example, we want to put an equal sign in. I'm going to leave that -2 out there. I'm going to do what's in the bracket. So 12 take away 8 is 4, plus I've got -3 cubed. Now that means -3 times -3 times -3. So that's going to be -27. And then I've got this 4 times -6 here, which actually ends up being -24. Okay, so it's plus minus, so I just made it into a minus. I'm still now going from left to right. So -8 plus minus becomes -27 and then -24. Now, because these are all negative signs, it's kind of just like adding them up, but having a big negative out front. So we can do that. We can do a little algorithm over here and add up these numbers. So 7 and 4 is 11, and 8 is 19, carry the 1, and then I've got a 5, so it's going to be -59. Okay, remember you can pause the video and watch the steps again if that was a bit too quick or if you needed to go through it again. Right, next problem. Let's have a look. The -3 is just going to stay there. The +4 is going to stay there, and I'm going to do what's in the brackets next. Now, these brackets are also squared, so I'm going to do 2 minus 6 first, which is -4, and that's squared, and then divided by 2. So you just kind of do the bits that you need to do first and rewrite the rest. So I've got -3 plus 4. The brackets means times here as well. Now, -4 times -4 is +16. Because we know from our number rules that 2 negatives multiplied together make a positive. Still going from left to right, this time I want to do 16 times 4. And I'm dividing that by 2. Still going from left to right, so that -3 stays out there. But I'm doing 64 divided by 2 now, because I've got to do the division first, which is 32. And I've run out of space, but you'd then write on the next line underneath, I'm going to go up here, that is equal to 29. Okay, so again, feel free to pause or rewind that section if you need to watch through that example again. Really important note, if the operations are fractions, you want to solve the numerator first, then the denominator, then simplify. That's what reduce just means, simplify. Simplify means see what you can divide through by on the top and bottom. So in this first example here, I'm looking at the top, and I'm going to go 7 times -4 is -28. Minus minus makes a plus, so that's going to be a +2 on the top. And on the bottom, I have 8 minus -5, which is 8 plus 5. So on the top, I have -26. On the bottom, I have 13. And that is -2, because when I do -26 divided by 13, remember the fraction means divide, so it's important you remember that. And I've simplified it down. Okay. All right, so I'm going to let you guys have a go at this practice sheet. I'll put it up on Connect, and it will be called Positive and Negatives Integers Sheet, something like that. But let's have a look at a few more examples together, because they do get harder as you go on, especially in practice for your assessment. So we're going to have a go at this question here, a harder one actually. Going to have a look at question 10. It says 2 cubed, So I'm doing things with indices first. So that's 8. Plus minus makes a minus. Divided by 4 squared is 16 times 5, and then minus minus makes a plus. Okay, so that's my first step. The next step I want to do is from left to right, BODMAS. So I want to do multiplication. So I'm actually going to leave the 8 there, and I'm going to do 16 divided by 16, which is 1, but it's negative. Then I've got my times 5 and plus 3, and I'm just writing it out. I'm not going to do 8 minus 1. I'm going to write the 8 there. I'm going to do minus 1 times 5. I'm going to add 3 to that. Now I'm going to go left to right, addition and subtraction. So 8 minus 5 is 3. And I've got 3 plus 3. And I've run out of room again, but that is equal to 6. Okay, so you got to take it step by step and just go through. All right, then we've got these word sort of problems, okay? And these are classic exam style questions. So let's have a look at these. First one, underline your keywords. Steve has overdrawn his checking account by 27. That means he took too much money out. His bank charged him $50 for an overdraft fee. Then he quickly deposited $100. What is his current balance? Okay, so first we want to see what his charges are. Okay, so to figure out his charges, I'm going to do 27 plus 15 because overdrawn means you spent too much. $15 in a fee means it costs money. So 5 and 7 is 12, carry the 1, 2, 3, 4. So he got charged $42, including his overdraft. But he quickly deposited 100. So that means the balance is going to be equal to 100 take away 42. You can either do that in your head or otherwise. So the balance should be $58. Okay. So with your word problems, you want to do things like make sure that you're reading the question carefully. Like in question 3, it says find the difference in height between the top of a hill and a crack caused by an earthquake 97 feet below sea level. So this one's a bit more tricky. If it's below sea level, it's kind of thinking like it's going to be negative. So if you want to find the difference in height, for this one, it's going to be 973 minus 79, which means you would have to add them and keep going from there. Okay, so I want you to have a go at all these questions. Like I said, I'll put the document up on Connect. Have a go. Remember, you should be revising for your assessment at this point in time. Thanks, Year 7.